ली सदरी वयस्सिर ली अमरी वाहलुल उक़्दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली रब्बी ज़िदनी इल्मा। Assalamu alaikum. Students, welcome to EBSEC's online support program. We are following textbook Physics for class first year, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa board. Chapter number 1, Dimensions. Page numbers will be 16 to 18. That will be discussed in today's presentation. And after understanding or studying about this topic, students will be able to understand and check the homogeneity of physical equations by using dimensionality and base units, and derive formula in simple cases using dimensions. Today's contents are more on dimensions, as we have already discussed its first part in the previous lecture, and its related numericals and examples. Some terms that are used with dimensions. Number 1, dimensional variables. The physical quantities which have the dimensions of variable magnitude, for example force, energy, acceleration, and we have already seen the dimensions and the way to calculate the dimensions of these variables in our previous lecture. Dimensional constants. The physical quantities which have the dimensions but are constant in magnitude. For example, speed of light, it has the constant value, it can never change, like Planck's constant, like gravitational constant. So they have their constant values in magnitude. Dimensionless variables, those variables having no dimensions. The physical quantities which have no dimension but changing magnitude. Changing magnitude means according to the current situation. So they are plane angle and solid angle that you have already discussed in the initial slides, that they are radian and steradian. And strain means change in length upon original length. So it is basically a dimensionless variable, but its magnitude can be changed, but according to dimension we write no dimension with them. Dimensional less constants. The physical quantities which have no dimensions but having constant magnitude. For example, pure numbers like 1, 2, 3, 2. They have the constant magnitude, and the number pi, and so on. Now moving on to a very important topic of dimensions. After understanding about the basics of dimension, we have to move towards its main two parts. For part A, checking the correctness of a physical equation, or to check homogeneity of the equation. Homogeneity means a homogeneous equation, it may or may not be correct. How we check the homogeneity or how we check the homogeneous equation? That we have to check the left hand side of any equation is equal to the right hand side of the equation or not. How can we understand this line? By the help of an example. Show that the famous Einstein equation E is equals to mc square is dimensionally correct, or the word is used as dimensionally consistent. So in this part A, you have to check whether the given formula is dimensionally correct or not by solving its right hand side as well as its left hand side. And if the left hand side is equal to right hand side, then the formula is dimensionally correct. So first of all, we have to write the dimensions of left hand side of equation as energy is equals to force into displacement. You can use any formula, as I have told you in the previous slide, that you can also use the formula of kinetic energy as well as potential energy over here. I am using the formula of work done because work and energy have same unit of joules. So for force, as you have already calculated the dimensions, it's mlt minus 2, and for distance or displacement, this is length, because distance has the unit of meter, so the dimensions of meter are L. So after solution, it is ml square t minus 2. So this is the equation number 1. Now moving on towards the right hand side of this equation is mc square, where this c is speed of light. C is the speed of light, so I am writing it V because they both have the same unit of meter per second. So if it has the unit of meter per second, the dimensions will become, for meter it's capital L, and for second it's capital T, so LT minus 1. But here is the symbol of C square, so for squaring it on both sides, it will become L square T minus 2. Now putting this value over here, and for small m mass, it is capital M dimension. So by simplifying the equation, it will become ml square t minus 2. So by comparing equation number 1 and 2, what we will see that the both equations are equal to each other. So this equation is dimensionally correct. Another equation that you have to use the dimension analysis to find the correct relation. Either this formula is correct, F is equals to mv square upon r square, or this formula is correct, F is equals to mv square upon r. We can also calculate the correctness of this equation by using the dimensional analysis. Again, with the help of dimensions, so for right hand side, this is force. So force has the dimensions of mlt minus 2. We are using it again and again, so I hope you have already understood it well. Whereas the dimensions on the left hand side for this mv square upon r square, as m is mass, v is speed, and r is radius. So for mass, the dimensions will be capital M. For speed, it is length, or LT minus 1, and this is square, so by squaring it will become L square T minus 2 divided by R square, as R is radius and radius is having the unit of meter, so this is L square. By cancelling this L square and L square, we are left with M L naught. L naught means this L is now no more present in this equation. It is T minus 2. So this has the equation of dimension of M L naught T minus 2. So by seeing the right hand side and left hand side, it is not dimensionally correct, as they are not equal to each other, so this relation is not correct. Now moving on towards the second part of this question is F is equals to mv square upon r. Again, by using the dimensions of right hand side, that is of force, this is mlt minus 2. For left hand side, this is mv square upon r. So for dimensions will become capital M. For velocity, it is lt minus 1 whole square divided by r, so it's capital L. By simplifying this equation, this dimension, it is L square T minus 2 upon L. By cancelling this length from this side, we are left with mlt minus 2. So by comparing this equation dimensions of right hand side and left hand side. This is now dimensionally correct. So next thing is about you have to prove the Newton's first equation of motion, whether it is dimensionally correct or not. So the first equation is Vf is equals to Vi plus At. So for this left hand side, Vf is equals to Lt minus 1, as I have written over here for your further understanding. The second thing is dimension of right hand side is Vi plus At. Now these subscripts Vf and Vi are just for the initial and final velocity, so they don't have any further dimension. It doesn't change any dimension. So for Vi it is Lt minus 1, plus for acceleration, as I have written here, it is Lt minus 2, and for T it's capital T. Minus 2 and plus 1, it will minus 1. So Lt minus 1 plus Lt minus 1. As we have discussed earlier, that dimensions can be added like simple magnitude. So 2Lt minus 1, but this 2 is the dimensionless constant, so it has no dimension, so we neglect it. So we are left with Lt minus 1 by comparing equation number 1 and 2. Left hand side is equals to right hand side, so this is dimensionally correct. Another equation, another example for your better understanding. So this is the energy of photon is equals to hf. You have to find the dimensions of this Planck's constant h, where f is the frequency. So we can write this equation as h is equals to E upon f. As we know that the dimensions of energy is ml square t minus 2, and frequency is 1 upon t, means 1 upon s, so it's second inverse. So this is t minus 1, the dimensions for frequency. So by putting these dimensions, we have ml square t minus 2 divided by t minus 1. So this minus 1 when go in the numerator, it become plus 1. So minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. So the final dimensions are ml square t minus 1. So these are the dimensions of this h, known as Planck's constant. To the second part of the dimensions is dimensional analysis, also known as deriving a possible formula. It is used to derive the possible formula of a physical quantity. This type of formula we have already practiced in the first session of dimensions. So we can further understand this with the help of example. Deduce the dimensions of gravitational constant. Gravitational constant means capital G. So according to the formula of Newton's law of gravitation, we can further simplify it, write G is equals to Fr square upon m1 m2. Now by putting the dimensions of G, for G, F has the dimensions of mlt minus 2. R is radius, so having the unit of meter. The dimensions are L square. M1 and M2, as I have told you earlier that these 1 and 2 are just subscripts. So these are masses, so having dimensions capital M and capital M. By multiplying it become M2. So cancel out this M with this M power 2. We are left with M minus 1 L cube T minus 2. So this is the dimension of gravitational constant G. So it is basically the way to deduce dimensions or to derive the possible formula. There is another important example for deduce relation for time period of simple pendulum. You have to find out the formula of time period for simple pendulum. Time period of simple pendulum possibly depends upon four things. Number one, length of pendulum. Number two, mass of bob, acceleration due to gravity, and angular displacement theta. Theta means it is basically the angle which the thread is making with the initial side. Okay. So T is the time period of pendulum and G is the acceleration due to gravity. L is length of pendulum and theta is the angle with mean position. So suppose T is directly proportional to some powers of G, L and M. We can take is T is directly proportional to L power A, G power B, M power C. As we are discussing the dimensions, so we have to deal with powers as well. So where is this theta? As theta is the constant, so it has no dimension. So we have to neglect it in this formula. By removing this constant, there is proportionality constant. There is some constant of proportionality after moving this sign. So T is equal to constant LA G power B M power C. This is your equation number 1. Now you have to write the dimensions in the above equations. So capital T has a dimension of T as we know, but by using these M, 0, L power 0, we can complete this dimension. So for length, the dimension will be capital L power A. For G, G is acceleration due to gravity. So acceleration has the unit of meter per second square. So dimensions will be LT minus 2 power B. M is mass, so capital M. So by simplifying, we have 2L, one L is power A and the other one with power B. So L A plus B. When their bases are same, so powers will be add. For T it is minus 2B and for M it is power C. So for left hand side and right hand side, now the next step will be we have to compare these powers. So by comparing the powers of M mass, C is equal to 0. For comparing the powers of length, it's A plus B is equal to 0 because on the left hand side M and L are not present, so they are equal to 0. So A is plus B is equal to 0, so A is equal to minus B. Then further T is equals to minus 2B is equals to 1. Minus 2B is equal to 1 because T is present on the left hand side. So B is equals to minus 1 by 2. Now putting the value of B in value of A is equals to minus B over here. So minus minus sign will cancel out and here is A is equals to 1 by 2. Now putting the values of A, B and C in equation number 1, we have T is equals to constant L1 by 2, G power minus 1 by 2. And you know that 1 by 2 and minus 1 by 2 is basically the square root. So minus 1 means G in the denominator. So it's T is equals to constant under root L upon G. And you know that in the case of simple pendulum, this constant is basically 2 pi for complete circular path. Drag force. This is the numerical for drag force. Derive a formula for dragging force of fluid by using dimensional analysis, as drag force is the resistive force whenever any object is moving through the fluid. So this is viscosity of the medium, also known as the coefficient of viscosity, and viscosity means that how much viscous the fluid is. The second dependence of drag force after viscosity is on the radius, average radius of that object, as we consider any object that is moving in fluid in a circular shape. So for the velocity of the object, so on these three things this drag force mainly depends upon. So what will be the formula? It's FD, means drag force is directly proportional to eta A. Now eta is basically the symbol for this coefficient of viscosity, and up to power a. Rb is radius of object, and v power c means velocity of the object. By removing this proportionality constant, there is some constant, and in this case basically it is 6 pi, but it is no need to write it over here as we are just discussing the dimensions. So eta a r power b v power c. So writing the equations of on both sides, as this is force, so dimension will be mlt minus 2. So this is with eta, and the dimensions are already given as ml minus 1 t minus 1 power a. For radius, its dimension will be L power B. For speed, dimensions will be LT minus 1 power C. By simplifying from both sides, M power A, for length it is B plus C minus A, because it is present in all three sides. Here it is minus A, here it is B, and here it is plus C. And for T it is minus A and minus C. Now you have to compare the power. For M it is 1 is equal to A. For length it is 1 is equals to B plus C minus A. And for T it is minus 2, as it is written over here, is equal to minus C minus A. So by comparing or putting the value of A in this equation, this will become minus C minus 1. So by simplifying, it is minus 2 plus 1, and this is equal to C is equals to 1, because minus and minus signs will be cancelled out. So putting the value of C is equals to 1 in this equation number 3 over here. So I am solving it in this bracket in this side. So it is 1 is equals to B plus 1 minus 1. This is equal to 0. So B is equals to 1. So basically A, B and C have the value of 1. By putting in equation number 1, we are left with constant eta RV. Okay. Now this is the home task. After explaining the dimensions in a great detail, I hope you all will be able to solve these formulas with the help of these two topics that we have already discussed. So you have to find out the homogeneous equations. Homogeneous means the left hand side must be equal to right hand side. So solve these in your home task and show it to me on WhatsApp group. This is all for today. If you are feeling any difficulty, kindly ask me on WhatsApp group. Allah Hafiz.